वार्तिक स्मरण। ततस्थूलानि भूतानि पंचतेभ्यो विराडभूत् पंचीकृतानि भूतानि स्थूलानीत्युच्यते बुधैः पृथिव्यादीनि भूतानि प्रत्येकं विभजेद्विधा एकैकं भागमादाय चतुर्धा विभजेत् पुनः एकैकं भागमेकस्मिन् भूते संवेशयेत् क्रमात् ततश्चाकाशभूतस्य भागाः पञ्च भवन्ति वायुवादिभागाश्चत्वारः वायुवादिष्वेवमादिशेत् पञ्चीकरणमेतत् स्यात् इत्याहुस्तत्त्ववेदिनः। So the Omkara as the means of appreciating one's own Swarupa is presented, wherein the entire Srishti, which is Adhyastha, superimposed, has to be merged back in its Adhisthana. So that is Brahma, one's own Swarupa. It has been accomplished at the level, that means at different levels in terms of gross being merged in the subtle, subtle in the cause, cause being false, has to be not different from Adhisthana, appreciate Adhisthana and get rid of the Adhyastha Prapancha, making the mind abide in the appreciation of Swarupa. And this is accomplished with the help of Om. Now here, a little something about the chanting of Om. Om as it is Om. Means, while pronouncing, it should be Om only. But as per grammar, where there is beginning, Om Abhyadane, this Pani Sutta, where Abhyadanam, Prarambha is there, Prarambha of a mantra. So when the mantra begins, that Om in the Abhyadana Prarambha becomes that O, the vowel becomes Pluta. Om, Om Agnimire Purohitam. That Om becomes that O becomes Pluta. Only in Abhyadana Prarambha, otherwise not. For example, Chandogya starts with Om. Om iti etadaksharam udgitham upasita. But there Omkara is not Pluta because Chandogya is Brahmanopanishad. It is a commentary of something else there. It is not a mantra. Therefore, there Om you can't make Pluta. Now, if that is the case, means Om has to be chanted as Om, and only where there is Abhyadana, Prarambha, it becomes Pluta, otherwise it can't become Pluta. But at times we find Om is chanted in Dirgha way. So what is called as Dirgha Pranava. From where Dirgha Pranava has come, and we find nowhere other than in Panchadashi, second chapter, Vidyaranya speaks of this Dirgha Pranava. And while commenting, Ramakrishna speaks of Shanmatra, Dvadasha Matra, etc. This Pranava Omkara chanted in 6 matras, 12 matras, depending on one's own capacity. Is it right or wrong? That question comes there. Or Om has to be chanted only as Om, or it should not be stretched. Actually, according to grammar, only vowels take Pluta. Consonants, that is Vyanjana. Vyanjana cannot take Pluta according to grammar. But when Omkara is chanted, when Dirgha Omkara is chanted, Om, that Ma also is stretched like Ghanta Nadavat, like the resonating sound of the bell. So O, it is not only O is stretched, but also Makara also is stretched, which is not permitted as per grammar. Here one who is that one disciple of Bhattoji Dikshitar, while commenting on Shiva Gita, he remarked, Yadyapi nedam vyakarananugatam tada tathapi agamanugatam iti dneyam. So though such chanting is, though it is not in accordance with the grammar, it has got the sanction of Shastras, because it is used, Omkara is used as a technique there for Drishya Vilaya. That is what Panchadashikara Vidyaranya Muni speaks of it in the second chapter. I think somewhere 60 or 62 stanza is there. The question is, Vidyaranya Muni, did he know Panini grammar or not? Or by the time he became old, he forgot Panini Sutras? I think not like us. We all study Sanskrit, of course not to the thoroughness of Vidyaranya. That is different thing. Whatever we have studied at, even the ashram, at late age, not in the beginning, at high school standard is just nothing. So we can't take that Vidyaranya Muni didn't know grammar when he was speaking of Dirgha Pranava. So there is that means as per this it is allowed, means it is not grammar as such, it is a technique. So that means it is employed. One thing also should be kept in the mind. See, Vidyaranya Muni was a great scholar, at the same time he had all humility. He said, whenever you write something, to call chorus of colors, and read word front and back, there is no need for you to do of his lesson. That much will he had, Peter confessors. Same happened was so Radha. And it was the way he had this he was writing Mandarin, or he was coming for their Hey Ayamaha, what content of Hari and he. One of the Parata, that is the terms of his, my put so who knows that there is a way of thinking what they said. He weighed the proper to whom and what have what has he done this remark? Never to this remark, he said, the Padapata. In Vedic chanting, this Padapata, where words are split. And as per the Padapata, Hari, Ke, Vidyaranya also knew Padapata. So, everyone can't help but he can go the beautiful way. Not happy that just changes so as blue as was not picture. And there are the right one that he what I can't was Vidyaranya. So not one just not any seek Dirgha you were but this you as a key. So the need to take mind about this one is allowed this time. One wants to write and take him. Didn't want any and according to grammar, what is that? Omkara cannot go beyond Pluta. Even that Pluta in a specific case, not all the time. So therefore, it is true as per the grammar it is so. But here, this Dirgha Pranava, Shanmatra, Dvadasha Matra, etc., are used as a technique. That means a Shastra has got a sanction for that, and therefore, for a particular purpose it is used. It is not, grammar is not involved there. And again, according to grammar, you stretch Makara, consonant, there is no Pluta for Vyanjana or consonants, but this is as per the Agama Shastra. Okay. So it helps a person to make the mind absorbed. So that is how it is set. Okay. So now, this Omkara is made use for this, that means made use as the technique of, that is, appreciating one's own soul in the context. So, what is the Adhyasta? What is the Adhyaropita? What is that which has been superimposed on Brahma is being told, though in the Mula it was not told. Vartikakara's job is to tell those which are not told in the Mula. So therefore he gives us, first he gave us that means he pointed out the Brahma as the Adhisthana for the entire creation. So before creation what was there was only Brahma and Brahma alone. On this Brahma, superimposition of Srishti has taken place. So Brahma is Adhisthana. Srishti, how the Srishti took place, that he has already told. Now, in this Srishti, first what were created was the Panchamahabhutas in the Apanchikrita form, the nascent form. And from these individual Mahabhutas and collectively, so what are born are the Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas, Pranas and Antakarna. At totality level, it is Virat. So, except 2, 3 may not have exposed this. So, if any further detail is required, one can refer Tattva Bodha. Okay. So, actually, what I took yesterday, there was nothing much other than Tattva Bodha only. Tattva Bodha is a KG class lesson in Vedanta. So, therefore, one can get these details there if at all one wants more. But otherwise, most of you are already exposed to this, except what 2 or 3 may be so. So now, from these, so where the 5, the Tanmatras or Apanchikrita Panchamahabhutas are born, they get subjected to a process called Panchikarna. So that Panchikarna is described. Stanza, the Vartika 7. Pratyek, we have already seen this Anvaya. Pratyekam pruthivyadini bhutani dvidha vibhajet. Each of these 5 elements, each of the 5 subtle elements, apanchikrita panchamahabhutas. What should be done? What are those? Pruthivyadini, beginning from Prithvi, that is Prithvi, Aap, Tejaha, Vayu and Akasha. Earth, water, fire, air and space. So beginning from Prithvi, Pratyekam, each of them, Dvidha vibhaje, they should be split into 2 halves. That means divide them into 2 parts, 2 equal parts. Dvidha vibhaje. Then what is to be done thereafterwards? Punaha, again. Ekekam bhagam adaya. Taking 1/2 of each, means 1/2 is retained as it is. So 5 elements. So that they are divided, each is divided into 2 halves. 1/2 is left intact. Take the other half of each of the 5 elements, further divide into 4 equal parts. So Punaha Ekaikam Bhagam Adaya, having taken each half of all these elements, Chaturdha Vibhaje, it should be divided into 4 equal parts. Means, in the case of each 5 of these 5 elements, we get 1/2 portion and 4 bits of 1/8 portion. The 4 parts of half means 1/8 portion. So 1/2 portion, other 4 bits of 1/8 portion. That is what we get in each of these 5 elements. Then further, एकैकं भागम एकस्मिन् भूते क्रमात् संवेशयेत्. Ekaikam bhagam. Which one bhaga? This after Chaturdha Vibhajanam. After dividing the 1/2 into further 4 parts, means 1/8 portion of a given, that means this given element, what is to be done? Ekaikam bhagam ekasmin bhute, means take one element. One element, let us say space. The half of the space you take, and in that bring the 1/8 portion of space, 1/8 portion of not space, air. Space already half space is there. Take the half of the space, and in that bring 1/8, join the 1/8 portion of air, 1/8 of fire, 1/8 of water, 1/8 of Prithvi. So we have got a composite element here which consists of half of space and 1/8 portions of the rest of these elements. This is what is called as grossified space, Panchikruta Akasha. This is what is called as Panchikruta Akasha. So that is what it says. Ekaikam bhagam ekasmin bhute kramat samveshayet. Kramat, one after the order, that samveshayet should be joined. So that means in a given half of an element, so the four parts of the other, the 1/8 part of other 4 elements have to be joined. Then what happens? We get grossified element. Tataha cha. So there you have to take this way. Tataha cha. Take from the next stanza. Vayvadi bhagaha chatvaraha. Then make adhyara there. Akasha bhagardham militva. So tataha cha vayvadi bhagaha chatvaraha. So add there Akasha bhagardham militva Akasha bhutasya pancha bhagaha bhavantihi. For instance, what is taken is Akasha. So then what is to be done thereafterward? So Vayvadi bhagaha chatvaraha. The 1/8 part of Vayu Adi. So Vayu Adi, so that is air, fire, that is fire, water and earth. So that have to be brought where? With the half of space. So therefore, there we have to add there Akasha bhagardham militva pancha bhagaha bhavanti. Totally how many parts are there now in this Akasha? 5. Half of space Akasha and 1/8 of Vayu, the Tejaha, Aap and Prithvi. Totally 5 parts. This composite whole is the grossified Akasha or Panchikrita Akasha. So that means this way we get the Panchikrita Akasha. Then same thing has to be applied to other. Vayvadishu evam adishet. Evam, in the same manner. So what is to be done? Vayvadishu, in the Vayu, etc. Adishet, this has to be extended. In the sense, half of Vayu, 1/8 of space, 1/8 of air, and 1/8 of fire, 1/8 of water, 1/8 of Prithvi. 5 parts. Together what has happened now? Panchikrita Vayu, grossified air you get. Then take fire. Half of fire, 1/8 of space, 1/8 of air, 1/8 of water, 1/8 of earth, we get the grossified fire. Half of water, 1/8 of space, 1/8 of air, 1/8 of fire, 1/8 of earth, you get the grossified water. Then half of earth, 1/8 of space, 1/8 of air, 1/8 of fire, 1/8 of water, you get the grossified earth. Actually, the elements that we perceive are Panchikrita Panchamahabhutas, grossified elements. The Tanmatras, Apanchikrita Pancha Mahabhutas are not available for perception. So, therefore, etat panchikaranam syad iti tattvavedinaha ahuhu. This is what is called as panchikarana. So, tattvavedinaha, those who know the truth about all this, so they speak. So, means this is what panchikarana. So now there is some contention that panchikarana is not there in the Upanishad. It is a creation of who? Shankaracharya. All this, that some criticism is there. So it is not correct in the sense, one thing, in Chandogya we find Trivrit Karana. Why Trivrit Karana? Because there the elements spoken are only three, which presupposes the other two. So, and in the context of Trivrit Karana, what has been told, same thing is given here in the Panchikarana. Not only that, in Prashnopanishad we find, so, that separate mention of Prithvi and Prithvi Matra, etc. All five elements are separately told as the elements and also their Matra, the subtle form, which is not possible without the Panchikarana. Why all this much? Actually, there are 2 or 3 Upanishads. See, 2 or 3 Upanishads, in fact I forgot the name of these. So, wherein Panchikarana is actually described, means how this division etc. has taken place, so is actually described. Somehow then that means that those Upanishads other than the 10 Upanishads were not, maybe in the olden days the manuscripts were not available and they are not that readily referred to. Therefore, all these problems have come here. There are 3 Upanishads which that means to very clearly speak of Panchikarana with the name and the splitting. Not one speaks directly that how this division and combination takes place with the name of Panchikarana. Other simply refers as Panchikarana. Other case like this means both gross elements and subtle elements are separately referred. So therefore Panchikarana is not something which has been thrusted by Adi Shankaracharya. It is verily there. Now the question is, in a given gross element, other elements also are there. Then how do you call with the name of that particular element? For example, gross space, that is Panchikrita Akasha, also consists the rest of the 4 elements. Then why do you call it Akasha? That is only because of predominance. So predominance is there because of degree of predominance, that in that. So that what is predominant is Akasha. Therefore it is called so. There is some sutra, this Brahma Sutra is there. Vaisheshatu tadvadas tadvadaha. Because of Vaisheshat, Visheshata. Visheshata, what is the Visheshata? That is the predominance of a given element. Therefore, though other elements are there in itself, it is called, it named by that predominant element. So therefore we get this Panchikrita Panchamaha Bhutas. So now what is created so far? Apanchikrita, all things. Apanchikrita Panchamaha Bhutas, from where its Karya, Virat, and then these have the Hiranyagarbha, its Karya, Hiranyagarbha, and from this tamasic aspect of the 5 elements, after process of Panchikarana, grossified 5 elements are born. What is the effect of this? What is that? These 5 gross elements, what is the Karya that is now being told? So all the time now, keep in mind the Moola sentence of this Panchikarana. Om Panchikrita Panchamaha Bhutani Tat Karyam Cha Sarvam Viradityuchyate. I think except that Ramakrishna Mission publication, elsewhere it is all, that means the respective sentences are given. In the Ramakrishna Mission publication only separately I think it is given, that original Panchikarana. So you should be, so don't think that I am reading from somewhere Tika etc. Always keep in mind the original sentence of Panchikarana, which is being commented by Vartikakara. So Om Panchikruta Panchamahabhutani Tatkaryam Cha Sarvam Viradityuchyate. So far we have come up to the level of Panchikruta Panchamahabhutani. A Panchikruta and its Karya is already accounted. So what is the Karya? What is the effect of these 5 gross elements? That is what is told here as Sarvam Viradityuchyate. So that is whatever that is born of that is Virat. So that is what Vartikakara is now explaining. Panchikritani bhutani tatkaryam cha virat bhavet. So this way we have got now 5 grossified elements. So it is, and tatkaryam tesham panchikrita bhutanam karyam. The effect of these 5 gross elements, what is it? Virat bhavet. It is Virat. So who is this Virat? So vividham rajamanatvat Virat. One who shines in manifold ways. So vividham rajamanatvat Virat. What is that manifold ways? What is that vividhata? That vividhata, manifold ways, is in terms of adhyatmika, adhidaivika and adhibhautika bheda. So the one who shines in terms of these divisions, what are those? Adhyatmika, adhidaivika, adhibhautika. Means afterwards we will see that in the Vartika. So one Brahma is available or present in terms of Adhyatma. Adhyatma stands for the Sharira. So in this embodiment of ours is available. How we will see afterward again. So then Adhibhautika, in the phenomenal powers, the presiding deities, finally that is Adhibhautika, yes, Adidaivika. Adidaivika in terms of phenomenal powers are available in the presiding deities, and Adhibhautika in terms of gross objects in the world. So therefore, so Adhyatmam here is Dashendriyani Antakaranam. The 10 senses and the Antakarana which is available in this embodiment, there also this Brahma is available. How Brahma is available? It is made up of the 5 gross elements. How Brahma can come there? Refer this Vartika, see that what is the cause, material cause for that? Bija, what is that Bija? Maya. Maya, that is Brahma identified with this Maya due to Adhyasa is available as a Bija for entire creation. And Maya has no existence apart from whom? Brahma. So that way Brahma, that manifested Jagat, though false, has no existence apart from the Adhisthana, the base. That way it is available. See, the Vartika was second one. Tat swamaya samaveshad bijam avyakrutatmakam. So swamaya samavesha, that samavesha is adhyasika tadatmya. So because of identification on account of adhyasa, Brahma though cannot be the cause for anything, because being satyam jnanam anantam, yet it appears to be so because of this Maya. And therefore Maya being false, even the creation also is false, but we are talking in terms of Vyavahara, and Vyavaharika Satta has to be accepted there. So therefore Adhyatmam, that is available in terms of Dashendriyani Antakaranam, because even the effect of Dashendriya, 10 senses, and Antakarana has no existence apart from Brahma. That is how we say availability of Brahma as Adhyatma. Adhyatma. So Tesham Devanam Adhidaivatam. Again, Devatanam Adhidaivatam. So therefore in the presiding deities also Brahma is available. That is Adhidaivatva, Daivatva. Then again Vishayas, the sense objects, are Adhibhutas, which will come in the Vartika afterwards. Okay. So therefore Panchikritani bhutani tatkaryam cha virat bhavit. Vartika. So therefore, these five gross elements allow and tatkaryam. Its karya, what is the karya? In terms of entire gross world, including our gross embodiment. Our gross embodiment is product of five elements. It's the product of five elements. You can verify. Space is there or not in this body? Yes. So lungs are filled up. Inside is hollow. If nowhere, at least lot of space is here. So therefore, it is space is there. Then air, lungs are filled up with air. In hemoglobin, we find oxygen content. Air is there. Fire is there or not? Yes. Not only why Jataragni, otherwise body also has got certain temperature. So therefore, fire principle is there. Then water is there or not? Yes. How do you say water is there? That we have got a form. If you have got doubt, then what can be done? We can experiment. Dehydrate the body. It will crumble into powder. So anything that has got form should necessarily have the water content. What about the earth? Lot of it. Because our human embodiment is predominantly of Prithvi. All the bones and flesh, etc. is earth content. Whatever mineral is nothing but earth only. So therefore, it has got earth. So therefore, this body also is made up of the five elements. All that is gross in the creation is made up of these five gross elements only. So therefore, it becomes Virat. Okay. So therefore, so what has been done now? That as an introduction, Vartikakara, what has he done? As an introduction, first he pointed out the Adhisthana, which has not been told by the original author. Adhisthana, Brahma. Then Srishti, that means the mode of creation was told. And thereby what has happened is, the entire Jagat, which is Maya Karya, is superimposed on whom? Superimposed on Brahma. Now, what is being done? This Adhyastha or Adhyaropita Jagat has to be negated. Its apavada has to be done. To do it effectively, this Adhyaropita Jagat is divided into three groups, three categories, and it is also helpful to, that means if done so, to make use of Omkara properly, because Omkara has got A, U and Ma, three matras leading to Amatra, means matra less Om, Turiya. So, Atma Chatushpat, Omkara has got four parts. In that four parts, the first three parts are A, U, Ma, and the last one is Amatra. Amatra means no matras there. So no matras are there. So therefore, this also helps us, and how as told by Shruti only, not otherwise, as was told by Shruti, we can view these, whatever that means, A, U, Ma, in terms of the gross aspect of the creation, the subtle aspect of the creation, and the causal part of the creation. So now this Abhidhana and Abhideya, name and whatever that is, so that means meant by the name, these are inseparable. So name, Abhidhana, Shabda, and Abhideya, it's Vacha. So whatever that is conveyed by the Shabda, these are inseparable. So therefore, take the name, that is Omkara, Om, which actually is in and through all speech, because Omkara has got A as its prominence, and A is in the entire Vak. So therefore, this is the Nama, Abhidhana. Abhideya is entire Drishya, Srishti. So therefore, so that connection is struck here based on the Mandukya, and for that sake, so what the author does is, he is now dividing the Drishya Rupa Jagat into three divisions, to that means to load them on A, U, Ma of Omkara. So that means A, U, Ma, how they represent these three aspects or these three divisions of Drishya Jagat is to be told now for an easy, that means negation of entire Drishya Jagat. So, that Vartikabharana says, Idanim tasyaha onkare apavada saukaryaya aropitasya krishnasya traividhyakarnartham panchíkrita ityadi acharya vakyam vyachashte panchíkritani ityadina. So now, tasyaha means its means tasyaha srishtihi. Already srishti is told. So of that srishti, Omkarena apavada saukaryaya. Apavada saukaryaya, for easy negation. That is to effect the apavada of adhyaropita jagat easily. How? Omkarena, with the means of Omkara. So what is being done? Aropitasya kritsnasya, of entire thing that is superimposed. Traividhyakarnartham, to divide them into three groups. Panchíkrita ityadina, that is panchíkritani bhutani tatkaryam cha virat bhavat, etc. Ityadi, panchíkrita ityadi, acharya, no, yes, not this, panchíkritani this. Om, that is panchíkrita, the first sentence. Panchíkrita panchamaha bhutani tatkaryam cha sarvam virat ityuchyate, that is what? Mula. So, Traividyaka panchíkrita ityadi, acharya vakyam. So that is, acharya vakyam means whatever that is told by Bhashyakara in the original Grantha. Vyachashte explains how panchíkritani, etc. This, the first line of 11th Vartika, means up to the 10th Vartika. What Vartikakara said was Anukta. Whatever that was not told by the original author, so that as the Vartikakara, he has to do that, and he has told. Now he takes to the actual, that means commentary of whatever that is there in the Panchíkarana. So Panchíkritani bhutani tatkaryam che virat bhave. Now this virat itself is called as the Stula Sharira of Atma. Continuing the Mula. Etat Stula Shariram Atmanaha. You have to hunt this in your original, okay? So now, up to here we have already, that means Vartikara has commented. Panchíkrita panchamaha bhutani tatkaryam cha sarvam virat ityuchyate. This portion, this sentence has been commented. The second sentence, etat sthula shariram atmanaha. This, what is this? This virat is the sthula sharira, the gross body of Atma. So, gross body of Atma at macrocosmic level, not just at the individual level. So therefore this is the gross body of Atma. Let us see how Sureshwaracharya explained that. So that is, what is that virat? That meaning is given here. Sthulam shariram etat syad sharirasya chatmanaha. Asharirasya atmanaha etat sthulam shariram syat. Etat. What is this etat? This virat is the sthula sharira, the gross body. Whose gross body? Of Atma. And what type of Atma is? Asharirasya. One who has no body. What does this mean? One who has no body has got the body, sthula body. Is it not a contradiction? One who is a pauper is multimillionaire. Is it ever possible? A pauper can become multimillionaire provided it takes to politics, etc. Easy way, quick. That is fine. But a pauper who is a pauper cannot be at the same time be multimillionaire. So if ashariraha, how can he be sasharira? Asharirasya cha atmanaha etat sthula shariram sya. Etat virat. This virat is the gross body of asharira atma. So means yes. Otherwise, see, because we find in the Brihadaranyaka, etc., asthulam, ananu, etc. What does it mean, asthulam? Without the sthula sharira. So yes, in reality, Atma is without any sharira, sthula, sukshma or karana sharira. But because of adhyasa, what happens? Appears as though has got the sthula sharira. So therefore, see, here you can you can understand the job of Vartikara. Etas sthula shariram atmana. Etat means this gross, this virat is the gross body of Atma. This is what is told by the author. Now Vartikara says, which atmanaha? Asharirasya atma. Because somebody may raise doubt. See, what is that? Atma cannot have sharira because asthulam, free from body. So free from body. So Vartikara explains that asharirasya. Here in this sense we can say duruktam. That duruktam doesn't mean Bhashyakara didn't know what Atma is asharira. He didn't feel the necessity of telling that. So that's why I say that duruktam word has to be understood properly. Not that Shankaracharya didn't know and Sureshwaracharya added to that, not that way. So he didn't feel the necessity because he took it for granted. Because he took it for granted. Because why? Panchikarana will be taken to by whom? At least one who has already studied Mandukya. No, need not be. So if proper teaching is there, even that is fine as well. Because another thing is Omkara. Omkara means Shruti is involved there. It is not somebody's brainwave as such. Shruti is involved and totally strictly in accordance with the Shruti. But it is that means taken granted, that taken for granted that Atma is asharira. But Vartikara, his job being to explain, so he adds that asharirasya. So therefore, in reality, certainly it is asharira because in no periods of time, in Kalatraya, Atma can have any sambandha with any sharira. So therefore, then, and how do you say sasharira? That only means that sashariratva or sthula sharira is only brusha, false in nature. Why? Product of brusha, false, maya. That's all. So therefore, and that is why we are able to do apavada. Otherwise, if the body is real, what can you do about it? It is not possible to negate. So therefore, so in reality, in 3 periods of time, there is no connection whatsoever with this embodiment. And yet, asharirasya atmanaha, so etad, this virat is sthula shariram. It is the gross body. Okay. Now, what is jagaritam? Mula. Indriyaihi arthopalabdhihi jagaritam. So, indriyaihi arthopalabdhi jagaritam. One may say, this body, Sthula Sharira of Atma, here. Atma, you only say Atma is Asharira. Ashariraha means free from the body. If free from the body, you are bringing it. What for you are taking to this Panchakarana? To discover our own Swarupa. And Atma is Asharira, my Swarupa is certainly Asharira. So therefore, even whatever existing body, what we have to do? We have to get rid of. And when we have to get rid of existing body, why you bring this Sthula Sharira here? It is of no use for us for in gaining moksha, etc., and gaining knowledge, etc. Why is it brought? So one may say. So, you can say that this body is bhoga, etc., that is fine. So that is true. But, so, with the help of that alone. First we have to describe what I am available as Jiva, and then it has to be negated. From that standpoint it is given here. So therefore, now with this embodiment, so what does he do? So he is able to transact with the world. In the waking state, the individual is able to transact with the world. So what is this waking state? So that is explained now. Indriyaihi. So by the senses. So arthopalabdhi. Upalabdhi is jnanam. And when upalabdhi is jnanam is that, indriyas will mean only sense organs, jnanendriya. So literally it means, of course, actual meaning we'll see. Literally it means arthopalabdhi, arthanam upalabdhi. The gaining the knowledge of sense objects through sense organs is jagaritam. This is only a literal meaning. Actually, it is the upalakshana for all the indriyas, are the upalakshanas for all the karanas. Not only jnanendriyas, but also karmendriyas and antakarana also, because without antakarana these are not going to function. So therefore, indriyaihi, through indriya means with all karanas, arthopalabdhi. Mere upalabdhi if it is told, mere jnanam is told, ativyapti will be there. What ativyapti will be there? In dream also some upalabdhi is there, or much more. When entire Vishesha Vijnana is not, Vishesha Vijnana is not there, Vishesha Vijnana Virati is sleep. But also Vishesha there, Vishesha Vijnana Virati in sleep, taking for granted the ignorance intact, okay? But when ignorance is destroyed and the mind is absorbed in the Sarupa appreciation, also Vishesha Vijnana Virati is there. What is that only? Vijnana alone is there. The pure knowledge principle alone is there. So therefore, one may mistake it to be so. Therefore, what is brought here? Not simply upalabdhi, jnanam. It is arthopalabdhi. Arthopalabdhi. So, arthanam upalabdhi means the knowledge of the Vishya. Then, okay, then why indriyahi is brought there? If you don't bring indriyahi, then what will happen? Simply say then arthopalabdhi jagritam. It is ativyapti for swapna. In swapna also you have got arthopalabdhi. Vishesha jnana of object is there, but without the instrumentation of senses. So therefore, indriyahi is brought to show that it is not swapna, it is only waking state. So indriyahi arthopalabdhi. Now therefore indriyahi means, so with all karanas, that is sense organs, organs of actions along with antakarana. So arthanam upalabdhi, gaining the knowledge of the sense object. Again, upalabdhi also is upalakshana for activities of karmendriyas. It is not just sense organs only. So the karmendriya vyapara also is included in the upalabdhi. It should not be confined only to the knowledge of certain things, but also other actions that can be affected by karmendriyas. So that is what is jagaritam. In other words, so sense organs, organs of actions and antakarana, all these are pressed into function in which state? That is what is the jagaritam. So this is what the waking state. Okay. Now this is explained by Vartikakara further. Adhidaivatam adhyatmam adhibhutamiti tridha. Ekam brahma vibhagena brahmad bhati na tattvataha. Indriyairartha vijnanam devatanugrahanvitaihi. Shabdadi vishayam jnanam tajjagaritamukhyate. So this is what is jagaritam. Before explaining what is jagaritam, one missing factor Vartekakara brings in here. Earlier it was told that Panchamahabhutas are born. First Apanchikruta Panchamahabhutas were born, and from there Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is nothing but macrocosmic Suksharira, which consists of Indriyas and the Pranas and Antahkarana. Okay. Now, here what is told that Indriyaihi Arthopalabdhi Jagritam. So, gaining the knowledge of sense objects or acting in the world along with the help of Karmendriyas. That is what is Jagritam. The question comes, look here. This is not correct. Why not correct? See, what is your Atma? Advaya or Sadvayaha? Atma is Advitiya. Advitiya Atma, can that Advitiya Atma have Indriyas? If Advitiya Atma has what Indriyas, what it will become? Sadvitiya. So at least Svagata Bheda is going to come, is it not? So therefore, how can Advitiya Atma have these Indriyas? No, if you say they are Adhyastha. True. These Indriyas, we have seen that Asharira Atma has got the Sthula Sharira, means it is Adhyastha, it is false in nature. If you say it is Adhyastha, you have to admit it is false or not. Huh? If it is false, how come these inert false Indriyas give you the knowledge of sense object? Or how come these inert Indriyas act in the world? How is it possible? So therefore, Indriyahi Arthopalabdhi Jagritam is wrong. But Maya is inert. What can we do? See, whether Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas by themselves are inert. They are inert. So how can they function? It is not possible. So therefore what is meant is, when it was told that this Panchamahabhutas and Indriyas are born, when Indriyas are born, it automatically presupposes the creation or the birth of the presiding deities of Samashti Indriyas. So, the presiding deity which makes these Indriyas function, they are also born, though it is not told expressly here. In Aitareya, etc., we do find it. So therefore, this is Anuktam, which is not told in the Mula. So before explaining what is Jagritam, Vartekakara is bringing the Adhidaivata, the presiding deities are brought in for picture, because with the help of presiding deities alone, Indriyas are able to function and Jagrita is possible. When we have told you that entire creation is superimposed and presiding deities are in the creation, are they real? We have not told it is real. But we are talking of Vyavaharika Jagat in the Adhyastha Srishti. In Adhyastha Srishti, if these are there, even that activity and presiding deities are equally same, they have got same degree of reality as the rest of these things. So, but we are talking now, look, we are talking now about the Srishti, which already been shown as a Maya Karya. And not that these presiding deities are outside the purview of Maya Karya Jagat. We are not told that. So, presiding deities also have got Upadhis. So, they have also got Chidabhasa. That Maya Sabhasam Avyakritam is there also cause as such. So, therefore, we are not talking here in this particular juncture, we are not ascertaining the degree of reality. Degree of reality is already ascertained. Where? When the Srishti was superimposed on Brahma, Maya Karya already told the degree of reality is there. Now we are talking about some details in the created world, and that is what we are taking into account, because in the created world, Vyavaharika Jagat, the inert senses will not be able to function. They have to be, that is presided over by a Sachetana entity, and that is done by whom? The respective presiding deities, according to Shruti only as such. So therefore, you say this is what is that. Now this Adhidaivata, the presiding deities are brought in picture because they were already taken for granted earlier, which Vartikakara specifically brings to our notice. Anvaya, Ekam, second line, Ekam. Ekam Brahma, Adhidaivatam, Adhyatmam, Adhibhutam iti, Tridha Vibhagena, Brahmadbhati, Tatvataha na bhati. Ekam Brahma, the one Brahma, Advitiya, which was told earlier, we have seen as Ashariraha Atma, that Ekam Brahma. So, what does it do? It appears to be in terms of these three divisions. So, how? Brahmat, due to error. And Brahma caused by whom? Maya. So, how it appears? Adhidaivatam, Adhyatmam, Adhibhutam iti, Tridha Vibhagena. So, one Brahma appears to be, due to error, appears to be of three divisions. What are those? Adhidaivatam, one. Adhyatmam, two. Adhibhutam iti, Tridha Vibhagena, with threefold divisions. So how it appears? Brahmadbhati. So Brahmadbhati. Before that, let us see. What is this Adhidaivatam, Adhyatmam, Adhibhutam? See, it is Adhidaivatam is Devatayam Bhavam Adhidaivatam. Devatayam Bhavam or Devatasu Vidyamanam or Devatasu Bhavam iti Adhidaivatam. So means that Brahma which abides in the Devatas. It is like Avayi Bhava Samasa, adverbial compound. Harau Bhavam iti Adhihari. So that which is in Hari is called as Adhihari, like that. So it is Adhidaivatam. So that which is abiding in Devatas, that is what is called as Adhidaivata. Similarly, Adhyatmam, Atmani Vidyamanam or Atmani Bhavam Adhyatmam, that which is in Atma. But this Atma is not Satchidananda Atma, the Upadhi, that is Karyakarna Sanghata Sharira. So therefore, Devatasu Vidyamanam, that is that which abides in the Devatas, like presiding deities, Digadi Devatas, Adhidaivatam. And that which abides in Atma. What is Atma? Atmani means Karyakarna Sanghati. So in this assembly of the body and the senses, Sharire, in that Sharira, so so that which abides, means Brahma which abides in this embodiment, that is Adhyatmam. Then what is Adhibhutam? Bhuteshu Vidyamanam, Bhuteshu Bhavam, that is Vishaya Bhutam, Shabdadi is Adhibhutam. So that which abides in the Bhutas means sense objects here. So therefore, Adhidaivata refers to the presiding deities, Adhyatma refers to those things which are in this physical body. In this physical also this embodiment entire, even Kantakarnas also. So therefore, in this embodiment, and Adhibhuta refers to the Vishayas, the sense object. So who is this? All these three? Ekam Brahma, one Brahma. So Adhidaivatam, Adhyatmam, Adhibhutam iti. So Tridha Vibhagena, with these three divisions. So Bhati appears to be there. But how come one Brahma become three? Brahmad Bhati. Really not so. Really not so. That shows that these Adhidaivatas presiding deities also have no reality. They have no reality. Vyavaharikata, they are there. They cannot be real at all. So therefore, Brahmad. And what the Brahma is caused by what? Maya. So therefore, see, One Brahma appears as bhutas, that is sense objects, indriyas, and then devata. So Brahmad bhati, therefore it Brahmad bhati, tatvataha na bhati. Vartika. Tatvataha na. What is tatvataha? Swarupataha. In their real nature, no. So real nature, you can't take devatas, etc. as real. So the Brahmad bhati, due to error it appears to be so, but not in reality. So therefore, if the doubt was that how come these indriyas which are false can, that means perceive the objects or do certain activities, it is possible because of this presence of these devatas, who are also part and parcel of creation, which is certainly Brahma, but it does the Vyavaharika job. Okay. Now with this having introduced, this is what? Anukta. This is not told where in the Mula, which is taken for granted by whom? Or the Bhashyakara. So therefore, now he says, with the help of this, this is what is Jagaritam is being explained. Anvaya, Devatanugrahanvitaihi Indriyaihi Shabdadi Vishayam Artha Vijnanam Ad Jayate. So Devatanugrahanvitaihi Shabdadi Vishayam Indriyaihi Shabdadi Vishayam Artha Vijnanam Jayate. Tadjnanam Jagaritam Uchyate. Tadjnanam Jagaritam Uchyate. So now, Indriyaihi, which Indriyahi which was told in the Mula, by these senses, with this Karana. What type of Indriyahi? Not just simply like that. Devatanugrahanvitaihi, those who have got the anugraha, the blessing of devatas. Anugraha is blessing. So those, the indriyas which have got the blessing of devatas, with that what happens? Shabdadi vishayam artha vijnanam jayate. This knowledge takes place. What is that? Shabdadi vishayam, with respect to the sense object, shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, that artha vijnana, knowledge of sense object takes place. Here we have to take, as we have seen, that shabdadi vishayam jnanam upalakshana for, that means the activities, actions that are done by karmendriyas. That also is upalakshana. So that is what has to be taken that way. Vijnanam jayate. Okay. Tajjagaritam uchyate. That is what is called as jagaritam. So therefore, with the, now the question is, what is this devatanugraha? Atheist may say, I don't care for your devata. I am capable of handling myself. I don't want your presiding deities at all. This may be for you people. Theist or atheist, have you got sense organs and organs of action? If you have got, they function only because of these devatas. They don't know, they have not invited applications. We want to bless. We want to bless. Therefore, whether you admit us or not, if you don't admit, you will not be blessed. No, they are appointed. Unka boss hai udhar. They are appointed by whom? Ishvara. So therefore, whether this individual admits or not is immaterial. They do their respective job, and they do their respective job until they are supposed to do. And once that term is over, they slowly what they do? They withdraw. That is what is said. As the age advances, let us say, and the prarabdha is getting over, sun says, who is the presiding deity of eyes? Surya. And he knows that this guy's prarabdha is over now, slowly withdraws. And one is not able to see. Digdevatas slowly withdraws from here. That's why the near and dear come. Do you know, recognize me? Do you hear me? Means what? They are packing off that. So why the presiding deities know that the term is over here. This guy can no longer continue in this body. They withdraw. They are not bothered about whether the fellow is theist or atheist, etc. They do their job. Otherwise, they will get the knock there. Bhishasmadvatavati Bhishodeti Suryaha. They will get a knock on the head. Why did you not do your duty properly? So that is my command. That command means law, not that real fear or anything as such. By the laws of Ishvara, they function. So therefore, Devatanugraha. So that doesn't mean that one has to admit or not, because not admitting is foolishness, that's all. Not knowing without investigation, that means saying something and remarking something. That is the modern trend as such. Everyone wants to be on the seat of judgment without probing into the things. Anyway, so Devatanugrahan vitaihi. So therefore, so with this, that blessing means that means lending the capacity. Blessing here means what? Conferring the respective capacity to the senses to do the respective function, not other blessing here. Okay, that is what, and that is ordered by their own karma phalas. Ishvara's laws means this is what, because of their karma phalas they do get it. So, Devatanugrahitaihi Indriyaihi Shabdadi Vishayam Artha Vijnanam Jayate. So, Tad Jagaritam Uchyate. That is said to be Jagaritam. Now, Sureshwaracharya is so kind that he gives us what is Adhidaivata, what is Adhyatma, and what is Adhibhuta at all these levels. In our embodiment, what are these three with respect to each of the Indriyas, etc. Indriya means each of the Karanas. With each of the Karanas, what is Adhidaivata, what is Adhyatma, and what is Adhibhuta. So he explains, that means tells us one by one, as a result of which we have got a very long list now. Vartika 14 to, how much? 28. Up to 28, we have got a long list. Okay, long list of Adhidaivata, Adhyatma, and Adhibhuta. So, because of which we are able to gain the Jagarita Indriyaihi Arthopalabdhihi Jagaritam. So that is why it is done. Vartikabharana says, Sukha Pratipatyartham Vivichya Darshayati. Idanim Adhyatmadi Vibhagam. Adhyatma, Adhidaivata, and Adhibhuta Vibhaga. These divisions. So, Vartikakara, what does he do? Sukha Pratipatyartham. For easy understanding, Vivichya Darshayati. He separates and presents so that we can understand properly. He doesn't know that. We get bored with such long lists. I think he is not aware of that possibly. Anyway, it is useful because we will know how exactly it takes place. Shrotram adhyatmam ityuktam shrotavyam shabda lakshanam. Adhibhutam tadityuktam dishastatradhidaivatam. Yat shrotram tad adhyatmam iti uktam. Yad Shrotram tad adhyatmam iti uktam. Afterwards, in the same trend, you have to take the Anvaya afterwards. That is only a sample one I am giving. Yad Shrotram tad adhyatmam iti uktam. Shabda lakshanam shrotravyam. Again there. Yad Shabda lakshanam shrotravyam तद अधिभूतम इति उक्तम। यद शब्द लक्षणम श्रोतव्यम तद अधिभूतम इति उक्तम। तत्र दिशः अधिदैवतम। तत्र दिशः अधिदैवतम। यद श्रोत्रम तद अध्यात्मम इति उक्तम। So now, with respect to the sense organ, that is ear, whatever that is shrotra, shrotra means the ear, sense organ, that is ear, so the organ of hearing, so ear, so adhyatmam iti uktam, that is what is called as adhyatmam. So therefore, we have already seen what is adhyatmam, that which is available in the karyakarana sanghata. So the ear is available in this embodiment, so that is what is called as adhyatmam. Now with respect to this ear adhyatma, shabda lakshanam shrotravyam, that which is fit to be heard, which is shabda lakshanam. Shabda lakshanam means shabda swarupam, which is of the nature of shabda. So shabda swarupam shrotravyam. Shrotravyam means shrotrendriyasya vishaya. That vishaya, the sense object of shrotrendriya. Shrotrendriya, ear. So shrotravyam. So that yad shabda lakshanam shrotravyam. So that is shrotravyam. So whatever that is the sense object of the ear in terms of shabda, the sound or word, tad, that one is that tad indriya vishayaha. That sense object is adhibhutam. This is important. So by word adhibhuta here, what is referred is all the sense objects. Again, dishas tatatra. Tatra means shrotre. In that ear, dishaha. Dishaha here stands for digdevataha, not just quarters. The presiding deity's quarters, that is digdevataha. Adhidaivatam is the presiding deity. Now you take, do you hear? You have got ears. You are able to hear. Now, here in this, that ear is adhyatma. Why it is adhyatma? It abides in this sharira karya karana sanghata. Adhyatma. Okay. And what do you hear with the help of the ear? The shabda, the sound. Okay. That shrotavyam, shabda lakshanam shrotravyam adhibhutam. That sound, the sense object sound is called as adhibhuta. And these ears are able to function because they are presided over by digdevatas. The digdevatas whose job is to make the ears function, they bless, and therefore those digdevatas are dishaha, tatra, shrotre. With respect to the shrotra, the ear, the dishas, the digdevatas are the presiding deities. So we have got now adhibhuta, adhyatma, adhibhuta and adhidaivata with respect to hearing. Now, so with respect to the sense of touch, the skin. So why Shrotram is taken first? Space, sound, Shabda, Shrotra, that's it. So now, Vayu, what is the unique guna of Vayu? Sparsha means pluck, sense of touch. So there, at that level, what is Adhyatma, what is the Adhibhuta, and what is Adhidaivata is told. Tvagadhyatmamiti proktam sprashtavyam sparsha lakshanam. Adhibhutam tadityuktam vayustatradhidaivatam. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayanta न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं शोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ